reality. There is an international series that will not enable him to come out and play in our Big Bash. But the exciting part of today's announcement is that we've replaced Ajantha on our contract list with Shahid Afridi, Pakistan long-term player, very exciting player, very dynamic player who we think will actually really satisfy our needs, and we're very, very happy that we've managed to find a player of such quality to replace Ajantha and give us a great chance of doing well in the Big Bash.
Is he available for every match?
He is, yes. He'll be here. We're planning to have him here just before Christmas, so to give him 3 or 4 days leading into the competition. It gets a little bit cloudy on real late in the competition. I think that the final is scheduled to almost conflict. The final of the Big Bash is scheduled to conflict with some of his Pakistan commitments commencing. The one-day series starts about the same time. So there's a little bit of a cloud towards right at the end, though, to be here for the very high majority.
Has he always been the fullback plan, mate, if you didn't get a jump in?
It has been for a while, yeah. Negotiations have been carried on for a fair while now, because we knew for a fair while, I guess, that Ajantha may be doubtful, but we sort of held on to that for as long as we could. We just have to move now. We just unfortunately have to move on, and as I said, we're still very pleased with how it landed.
Did Eunice Khan play much of a role in getting him across the line, John?
Yeah, I'm not sure, not deliberately. We haven't actually spoken directly with Eunice about trying to help us out, but I know they are reasonable mates, Afridi and Eunice, so they may well have spoken, and hopefully Eunice would have only endorsed us as a place to come.
The strike rate of 147, how does that rank in the world ranks?
Oh, very well. I mean, I think if you find anything above 120, 130 over a reasonable career, he's pretty dynamic for a 2020 player, and that's certainly one of his strengths. He's a very dynamic hitter. It's probably more his bowling, I guess, that we're really keen on. He's become a fantastic leg spin bowler, I think, over the past 4 or 5 years. He's really matured as a bowler, and that's probably the greatest opportunity for us, with 3 home games particularly, to replace a very, very good world spinner with another one.
How much of this, mate, is marketing bums on seats, is attracting a player like this?
Probably a little, yeah, but really we're after a quality player. I mean, we're after somebody who's going to give us the best chance of winning games of cricket. And I think if we're winning games of cricket, people are going to come. So it has a bit of a trade-off, I guess, or a bit of a spin-off. But yeah, no, undoubtedly this is all about entertainment, this game, regardless of how serious it's now played. It's very much an entertainment concept. And our guys are very mindful of entertaining and trying to get through to the Champions League.
Just on that entertainment, he still holds a pretty impressive record.
Yeah, it's a young man, built the fastest one-day international century. So, you know, he's a very talented batsman. He's a very talented all-round cricketer. Fields well also, and has captained his country, I think, recently in the Champions Trophy that was played in South Africa. So he's a very experienced man, very experienced player, and someone that we hope will give a lot to that group.
From that perspective, then, is that actually a bit of a win for you? The fact that Afridi's probably got a bigger profile and is, I guess, someone who, for what the fans want to come and see, Afridi probably fits the bill more so than Mendis did.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we were really keen on Mendis. I mean, that mystery value that he had as a spinner was really attractive to us. You know, not too many players in world cricket have figured him out yet, and we're really keen to get him here. But now that's fallen over, I guess, as I said, we're really happy with how it's landed, because we've still got a terrific international player who we know will be very good for us.
How far down the track, Jamie, did you get with Freddie Fintoff, if at all?
We didn't get far because he's not fit. He won't be fit for this summer. We've already stated publicly, I think, that if he's fit for next summer, we'd be keen to discuss the possibility. But we'll worry about that after we get this competition out of the way.
The second import, will there be another one?
We've still got room for another one, and yes, we are negotiating with players for that second spot. So we hope to be not too long because in announcing that, because this competition is coming up before we know it.
Mark, I guess the beauty with Shahid is that you not only get a great batsman, but a very handy leg spin bowler as well.
As Jamie mentioned, yeah, that's exactly right. Talented guy, and the bowling aspect I think is very appealing. Not going to neglect the batting, that's vital as well. But I think, you know, in these games, to have a bowler who can knock sides over and hit wickets early is pretty important. The spinners have shown that to be the way. So that excites me from our team's point of view that he can do that for us.
What's it saying about Dan Cullen, Bailey, and where they're at, bringing in another spinner?
Oh, look, I think it's when we talked about this, we've always looked at getting an international player of quality, and that's exactly what Shahid is. So that really was always the way it was going to go. So that doesn't really change where we place those guys. There's no reason in 2020 why you might not be playing 2 spinners to make up of your side. You may have 3 there that can bowl spin in today's game. So we always wanted to get a player of international quality, which is what we've got with Shahid, which is fantastic.
What sort of a benefit can provide the other players in the group, mate?
Well, obviously to see a guy like that in action from within is really important, as we saw with Eunice last year. I'm hoping that he'll be able to be able to chat to our guys, interact at a good level, to be able to talk about the experience of international cricket. So that excites me too for our group. The more they interact with good players, the better it is for them.
Jamie, where now does this competition rank amongst the 3 domestic competitions?
Look, I still think it's fairly level from a playing perspective, but I guess with the Champions League just being played for the first time, undoubtedly our guys would have seen that and seen the success that both Australian teams had, and I'm sure that's really given them a real thirst to want to get involved in that. I mean, it's a domestic player's opportunity to play on the world stage. You know, it's a very, very big competition. So, and you'd expect it may only potentially grow, but I don't think it actually dampens the significance of the other 2 competitions, which, you know, our players are still desperate to try and play for their country. So I just think it sits nicely. It fits very nicely into a time slot where a lot of people can come during holiday time. I think it's actually very well positioned.
With that Champions League carrot dangling, does it place a little bit more importance on this competition than perhaps the one day?
I don't know. Really, it may, I guess, but look, only for the reasons that I mentioned, in that it does provide a wonderful opportunity for guys to go and play some international cricket overseas against the other best club teams from around the world. It's a fantastic concept.
What about managing all these schedules now? Is that going to be an issue not only for the Redbacks but for every state going forward? About, I mean, we just spoke about this before, about having to continually appoint one bloke, then he's lost to an international competition. Is that going to be an issue?
It could be, yeah. I mean, the international schedules are pretty crammed as it is. I mean, the field that we had to select for this particular placement wasn't deep because of the other conflicting international commitments. You know, the Future Tours program is very full, so that will be certainly a problem in trying to grab international players of real significance moving forward.
Jamie, just put your Cricket Australia hat on for a tick, but is Mitchell Johnson and Brett Lee at the moment currently got a couple of injury concerns? Any thoughts of sending over a replacement to India at all?
Oh, that'll be discussed over the next few days, Zach, for sure. But yeah, no, look, they're fairly minor, we understand at the moment.
Yeah. And Sean Tate's progress, is that encouraging from an Australian side of things as well?
Oh, I guess I'd rather talk from the South Australian side of things, and it's very, very positive for us. I mean, he's copped a bit of criticism over the past few days for maybe not bowling at his fastest, but we see that as an investment in Sean in trying to get him back into cricket. He's had a long time out of the game, and just to get him through games at the moment and continually work towards getting him back to his best is quite exciting for us. And you know, hopefully in a couple of games he's starting to get the confidence back that will have him bowling back close to his fastest and really being a great weapon for us.
Is that what people have to be a bit more mindful of, that it's going to take some time with Tate to really get back to his high octane best?
Yeah, quite possibly. People probably don't quite understand how much cricket Sean's missed. He's had some real battles with his body, and now he's starting to get on top of them. So to actually come out and bowl at 150 in his first game back, I think was probably too big an ask. And he's working towards a program. He's working very well towards a program to get back to his best, hopefully over the coming weeks.
You've probably got to be that little bit more patient until he can actually get back under the eye of Cricket Australia selectors as well. Oh,
I hope so. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, he's a very, very required player domestically and internationally when he's back bowling his fastest. And I mean, our priority at the moment is to get him back bowling fast, playing continual number of games back to back, and just being a terrific Redback contributor over the next, hopefully, 4 or 5 years.
Hey, Motzer, Yunus Khan, Sorell 10 here, and now Shahid Afridi. How's your Urdu?
That presents some issues for us at times, but unfortunately so far those guys have all been really good. They've played a lot of cricket around the world, so it doesn't present too many problems. So yeah, it's enjoyable actually to mix with the different cultures. That's all part of the whole learning actually. That's been an enjoyable bit. So yeah, I'm not sure where I can actually improve in talking language and stuff like that, but we communicate pretty well, to be honest.